We've hit the halfway point by building up your toolkit for success in life. Hey, all right. We got some new music for you, so listen, what do you think the message of this music is, right? Song, right? So what do you kind of get from the message of that song? What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to stand on air, propelling.
Right, so when you're kind of walking on air, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Great thing.
It's a great thing. I love that, exactly. So that is actually the theme song to an old TV show, and I'm sure Mr. Allen even knows this one, but Greatest American Hero. And it's about a teacher who finds a spacesuit, gives him all these like super, human powers and everything. But then he loses the owner's manual, so he's always trying to kind of figure it out, but he's kind of getting the bad guys and being a good teacher, all that kind of stuff. But the reason I'm sharing that with you, not only is it a great message, but the composer of that song, his name is Michael Post. Now, you may not have heard of Michael Post, right? But he had a dream when he was your age to write music for the masses, reach millions of people. That was his dream, right? We're going to be talking today about dreaming big, right? But to reach 1 million people, that's pretty tall order, right? So he had to get started to make a living, right? He started writing just little tunes for jingles for ads, and then he started getting discovered. Then Coca-Cola hired him to do a Coca-Cola jingle, right? He started to get noticed, and then they started saying, "Hey, we love this kind of music. We'd love you to write theme songs for popular TV shows." So maybe you've heard of Starsky and Hutch and some other things, but the focus is when you're writing music for a national network TV show, how many people are you reaching? Millions of people. Did he accomplish his goal? Yeah. Absolutely. He had to persevere, but he had a dream, he dreamed big, and then he achieved it. And he's still obviously writing music today. So having a vision for your future motivates you, right? What do I want to accomplish? What can I do with all the talents that you just learned from the last, on TV, your last toolkit, right? What can I do with these talents to make a difference in this world? Now, Mr. Allen, he obviously decided, hey, he cares about kids like we do because you guys are our future, right? So that's why he's here, right? And I can always ask Mr. Allen, is there ever a day you wake up and you don't really feel like going to school?
Once a week.
Well, what do?
Come anyway.
He comes right, because he remembers what we're trying to get at. Here's today, right? Juan, can you change your past?
No.
What can you change?
Future.
The future, right? And Isaiah, what's the shortest distance from today to your amazing future? Straight. So we connect those dots. You can do that on your little diagram there. We would like our lives to look straight like that, just really focused. But what happens in life? We get distracted, right? So today we're going to address the distraction that sometimes we don't know what to do with our lives. And so if we don't have a vision for our lives, that puts us in survival mode, right? You're just barely getting by day to day. That can be pretty rough. You can get easily distracted if you don't have something to focus on. Does that make sense? So by getting your dream together now at your age, you can then accelerate your progress to your great future. That sound great? I mean, I know, Mr. Allen, we all wish we'd had this kind of training when we were your age in school, because it really helps to clarify. So we want to avoid the distraction of not knowing where we're going in life, right? If you plan a journey of where you're going, and you don't know where you're going, how do you plan the journey, right? You can't plug anything into the GPS, right? So we're going to help you plug in this adventure, discover with your talents what you could do. We'll be doing some career coaching, which is why Mr. Allen is so good at this, right? He can help us with saying, with these talents, here's the opportunities out there. Where's the market for your skills, right? That you could have a satisfying career and make money at the same time, right? What a deal, right? So as we were saying, weather vane versus compass, Mr. Allen decides as a compass that he's not going to listen to what I feel like doing. You're going to do the right thing. And of course, if you get in the habit of doing that for 30 days, what happens?
It becomes
It solidifies your compass, right? So then when you get a job, and that's demanding, and maybe you have to get up earlier than you even do here, right? You're already in the habit of being able to discipline yourself to get to where you need to be, right? Because you can't be successful if you're not there. And if you don't show up for your job, what's going to happen? They'll find someone who does want to make some money, right? Doing what you're doing, right? So again, we don't follow along with what everyone else is doing, right? Oh, everyone else is doing that, right? We do the right thing, and that's why you guys become leaders, because then people will start following you, follow the leader, right? But people that want to just go along, sad living, right? And thus they wander in life. And you may even notice, as you're starting to go through now our leadership program, you might notice some of your peers, they seem to be kind of wandering, right? They seem to not be motivated. Maybe they come to school, but they want to socialize rather than get their diploma. I mean, hey, you can talk, right? That's great to have friends, but if you don't get your diploma done, you've missed the whole purpose of being here, right? So we're giving you the leadership tools, so as you get that diploma, you'll be able to put it to great use, whatever you want to do with your life. So that's why GPS is a guaranteed principles of success. Now, there's not too many guarantees in life, right? But we're saying these principles work. That's why they're a principle, right? A proven rule. So if you then latch onto these and make decisions with these, you're going to see the fruit from that in your life. Make sense? So that's why we want you to be able to achieve your goals. So if you, again, remember what is your natural toolkit, that's your strength zone, right? That's your wheelhouse. You're going to build from that, but you can build skills in any area you want, right? You start with your strengths. That builds your confidence and gives you some success to work with, right? So we can be proud of that. So last time we asked you, again, this can't just be head knowledge, right? It's got to be something you put into place in your life. Build this kind of behavior so you're not faking it. It's who you are, right? So we asked you to be an encourager, right? Find people to encourage. Leaders encourage, they don't discourage. Would you agree? Right? So you want to be around positive people, right? That's why we like to be around Mr. Allen. He's a positive guy, right? But he's not faking it, it's who he is, right? So I'm just checking. Humberto, did you get to encourage anyone this last week with your action plan?
My brother.
Your brother. And what were you encouraging him with?
He's smart.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he needs to hear that, right? He's still kind of figuring out who he is, but if his big brother says, hey man, you're smart, I guess I must be smart, right? Because often you don't hear almost the good things sometimes from your siblings, right? Andrew, who did you encourage?
My little brother.
And what are you encouraging him?
Still what he always wanted to do, like tattoos.
An artist, right? He has some artistic skills? Yeah, there you go. So again, you're encouraging them to find their talents and build those. Christopher, who did you encourage?
It was really myself in a sense. It was in a sense of, by me encouraging myself, I'll be able to encourage others. So,
Right.
yeah.
But we know you need to encourage them. But the goal here is to encourage someone else. So is there anyone else in your family? You're a positive person. I probably you're doing it naturally. But brother, sister, mom, dad,
Just a
friends,
positive
who
person.
have you maybe encouraged in the last week?
That's like a tough one right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You think I'll come back to you, all right? Isaiah, who did you get to encourage?
Oh, my friend.
Okay. And what were you trying to help him with? Build his confidence around, or what? Anything particular
His confidence.
in a subject area? Like is he struggling in school or sports or just general? Huh?
Person.
Just
Personal.
self-
Okay, gotcha.
self-esteem.
All right. Way to go. You're helping people along the journey of life, right? Juan, who did you get to encourage?
My brother.
What did you encourage him with?
To be a good person.
Be a good person. How about that?
Oh, great.
Be a contributor to our country and society. That's great. Noe, who did you get to encourage? Co-worker, okay? And what did you encourage them to do? Right. Build that sense of pride in your work. That is awesome. The work ethic will go a long way in this life. And Evan, who did you get to encourage? Okay, and what did you encourage him with? Do better at school. That is really your education. So key. You can just take your hood down a little bit, right? So we can get you engaged. All right. So guys, remember you're catching the football. I already see people turning their chairs, turning their bodies, ready to receive the information. I love that. You're building the habit to be a great learner.
Ask Christopher again.
Oh, okay. Chris, who did you encourage?
I encourage you.
Oh.
He's doing it right now.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you
Encouraging you right now.
encouraging me
Yup.
to do? What?
Yeah.
And be polite to others.
All right, and we love doing that. That's why we're here. I appreciate that. It's not always easy, is it, right? Juan, you're turned around. Noe, looks like you've already got your body turned in the right direction. Evan, you turned. That's great. So if you get ready to receive the pass, right, it's so much easier. You won't be distracted. Umberto, did I give you a chip?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you're in good shape. All right, so now that we're ready to receive the information, today's message is going to change your life, okay? Again, this is stuff I wish I had gotten with your age, but we're going to deliver it, and the Christian point, we're going to deliver it with a little passion, right? And the confidence that you can get that this will work, okay? So, with that in mind, our name of our adventure here is V is for vision. But often when people put up two fingers like this, what does it stand for?
Peace.
Peace, right? Anything else? Well, after World War II, remember fighting the Nazis, trying to free the world, right? It was a hard-fought battle. When they won the war, they put their fingers up, the soldiers saying, victory, right? So you actually score a victory when you have a vision for your life. So we use that vision and victory kind of interchangeably, right? If you know where you're going, you're going to have a chance then of winning that. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to be lost. Victory is probably not attainable, right? So you score a victory when you have a vision in your life. We're going to help you develop that here in this toolkit. All right, everyone got their underlined words? You're taking great notes, by the way. Miss Debbie saying you guys are doing awesome, getting lots of chips for that. All right, so what are we going to do with this vision? How do we go about creating vision, right? Figuring out my future. So the first thing we have to do is to figure out what is the opportunity in front of you. So here's a firefighter, right? And firefighters, put out fires and so on, right? Would you say that they're heroic? Christopher, what makes them heroic?
That they save others' lives when they are if they fall.
Right, they're thinking of other people, not just themselves, right? What else is heroic about that?
They're brave to even fight.
Brave, courage, right? Because a lot of people, when there's a fire, they're running away from the fire. These guys are running into the fire. But they're not just doing it, recklessly. They're trained professionals, right? So, and again, you can see they've got their equipment and everything. Urban firefighters actually spend only 5% of their time putting fires out. They spend 95% of their time preparing, right? So that they can do it safely, they can do it effectively, save lives, save the house, whatever, save the cats, whatever the animals might be there, because they're making a difference. But they're trained and professional. Now, that's heroic is when you're looking to help other people and not just think about yourself. Because people that are selfish, they only think about themselves, they think the world revolves around them. And that's just not the world, is it, right? We're on this earth, the earth revolves around the sun revolves around the Milky Way, and having 7 kids in my family, I learned real quick, it's not all about me, right? And other brothers and sisters, our family, right, to work with. But could you be a hero today, even without all the special training?
Yes.
Yeah, just thinking about helping someone else, big or small, makes you a hero, right? You're not being selfish, you're thinking of others, right? So what would be something just big and small, just think of an example, you could do today as a student to be a hero at school, work, home, whatever. Remember, what do you think?
Something special.
Yeah, encouraging them. That's great, thinking about themselves, other people, right? What else? Help them with schoolwork, that's heroic, right? What else?
Being selfless for others.
Right, so what would be an example? How would you show that you're selfless? What would you do to put other people before yourself sometimes?
All kind of like that. It's like putting someone else before yourself.
Right,
Like,
so what would be an application? Think of something you could do today to put that into action.
getting my dad something.
There you go, helping your parents out. I mean, I know sometimes you think, hey, they're the parents, they're supposed to do this, but man, it really helps to have some appreciation for it, right? So you remember I told the story about my dad, he hated his job, he'd come home, and I'd greet him and say, Dad, how was your work today? And go, oh man, Jeff, it was another terrible day. And I'd say, Dad, you look thirsty. Can I get you something to drink? And it would just be that someone appreciated the sacrifice he was making, right? That is being heroic, right? Helping your folks follow through. What's one for you? I say, what do you do, big or small?
Help someone in need, like homeless.
Okay, help a homeless person. There you go. All right, very good. Evan, what could you do, big or small, to be here? Or just think about helping someone else. Moving, all right? In fact, you could be heroic for Yadriel. He's moving households. I bet he could use some help, right? That's great. Noe? Your uncle's grass, especially.
Yeah.
He didn't ask you to do it. You volunteer. Hey, And Uncle, I really appreciate you. Let me cut your grass for you.
She makes
Whoa,
it.
Noe, thank you, right? What else could you want?
Help someone pray.
All right, help them work on their vision. Once you learn this
Okay,
process,
yeah.
you can share it out. That's being a hero, right?
All
So
the
we can
time.
be heroic today. It's an intention, though. You have to think about doing it. But then once you do it for 30 days, what happens? You become a hero, right? You're not thinking just who you are. You're always looking around. Can I help somebody, right? So I've just noticed. I'm just bragging on Mr. Allen here. You know, he comes and helps us every time we get here to get you guys rounded up and so on. I mean, he's just, hey, is there anything else I can do to help you? I mean, just that's being heroic for us, makes our job a lot easier, right? So this is a choice that leaders make, right? To build the habit and then live the habit of being a hero. So we're going to put on our GPS binoculars now and try to look out into our future, have a vision of what our life could be, right? What could we be that would be something heroic, could be meaningful to you, you'd feel satisfaction, you're making a difference in this world. That sound pretty good? All right, so we're going to get on this journey here. First we're going to think, this is a thinking slide here. There's a lot of things that are in your life, right? Family, self, money, possessions, a lot of choices you can make. But which ones are you going to prioritize to be the center of your life, right? Now, some people choose to make money the center of their life. You ever heard people, they want to make money, they just want to make money. It's all they do, right? And unfortunately, can you achieve that? Can you ever make all the money? No. Money is a tool that you use to accomplish other things, right? Money is not the goal, money is the tool, right? But some people make money the goal. And so you probably have heard a lot of rich people that often aren't very happy, right? Because they're missing out on family and some of the balance of other things, right? Now how about some teens want to focus on pleasure? They just want to be happy all the time. They want to feel good all the 24/7. Is that possible? It's not human, right? And it's not, again, really what you want to shoot for. Pleasure should come as a result of doing good things, right? When you help someone, you feel good, right? That's the way we're designed. But if you just want to have pleasure and you didn't do anything to get it, then you start using artificial drugs to feel good, right? And they take the drug, they feel high for a moment, and then what happens? It wears off, oh, and then I got to take more drugs. And then they get addicted, and then they're not feeling so good, right? And it's a downward spiral. So remember, sometimes people want short-term easy, but life becomes a long-term hard. But whose fault was it? It was theirs, because they made a bad choice of what they were prioritizing in their life. That make sense? So we've been helping to encourage you guys. We're going to help you create this vision that will be satisfying, it will be sustainable, and you'll be able to feel, I am accomplishing things, right? You'll be able to measure that progress. So, in life, there's 3 things that you need to answer. What do I need to have? What do I need to do? And who do I want to be? Right? But the order that you answer these in is very important. That make sense?
This is
So-
in the book.
In advertising, you see it on TV, billboards, what do advertisers want you to focus on? Be, do, or have? Have, right? You gotta have the stuff. You gotta have the car, the boat, the phone, the shoes, right? You gotta have all this stuff. Because of course they want you to buy it, right, to make money. But if you have to have all this stuff, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's looking good on the outside. But what happens is, on the inside, you're empty, right? Your character. So I've been to Haiti, I've been to the Philippines, very poor countries, they don't have much stuff. But guess what? They're actually happier, right? They're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're not trying to have the latest, greatest. Because when you buy a cell phone, right, there's another new cell phone better. So you never can achieve having the latest, greatest, right? So it's an empty journey, right? So instead of having stuff, that's reactive and trying to look good on the outside, but end up being empty on the inside, right? So have, then you do things to spend money to get those things, you end up being maybe broke. Some people maybe not have all the money, so they use the 5-finger discount, then they end up being in jail, right? That's not what you're shooting for, right? So the have is not the place to start. Don't have motivate you, because it's going to be empty, right? It's not going to work. So let's just kind of then understand these dynamics. Let's put in terms of a target. So if you were shooting a target and you hit the outside ring, is that very good? Yeah. So I mean, have, you can do it, but that doesn't get you the skill, it doesn't get you the goal that you're shooting for. So if we shoot for the middle one, do, is that better? It's better to do things, but if you don't know why you're doing them, it can be empty too. So what should you aim at? The bullseye, right? That's where the energy in your life comes from. When you focus who I want to be, then I know the right things to do. I can say yes to the good things and no to the bad things, right? Because I stay focused, and then I have the things in life that money can't buy. Does that make sense? Satisfaction of who you are, the skills that you've developed, the ability to help other people. That's worth having. Money can't buy those things, right? That's when you know you're on the right track. Okay? So we're going to help you focus on the energy in your life, the B. Okay? So the proactive approach then, if you're now applying what we learned from the target, is start with B, prioritize then those do's, and then have the great success. So here's some college students that were at a jobs kind of fair, a career fair for Dreaming Big at a high school. So just listen to some of their advice here.
Hi guys, I'm Stevie and this is Tori, and we're here today at the Girls in the Know Foundation Convention. We just want to talk to you guys about how important it is to have a dream, and here behind us is our dream board, where girls today have been writing down their dreams of what they want to be when they're older and different things.
A dream could be anything from what you want to be when you grow up, or maybe you have an idea of what college you want to go to, or say, I want to be a cheerleader in high school. Dream is something that you can work towards and that you can ask people like, how do I do this? Do you want to help me do this? And it's just good to have like good people surrounding you to get towards your dream.
And so you want to make sure that you have like an adult or like parent, a teacher, or someone that you can talk to and let them know what your dream is, so that they can help you achieve it. Make sure you have good friends there that support you and that can help you achieve your dream.
No dream is too big, so dream as big as you want.
All right, what was that last piece of advice?
Dream it.
Dream big, right? No dream's too big. Well, why don't people then dream big? What do you think?
Because they don't feel confident.
Fear of failure, right? Oh, I might fail, I might look stupid, right? So they don't dream big, they settle for a lot less. Because, oh, well, maybe at least I can hit that, right? But if you're willing to be bold, have courage, right, to say, I could do all sorts of things, right, with my talents in my life, right? And the old saying is, if you're shooting for the stars, at least you might hit the moon, right? So don't be afraid to dream big. So they did a study of students that were trying to do great things with their life, going to college, get an education, right? So one of the most famous colleges, universities in our country is Yale University. Anyone heard of that? Right? What do we know about Yale, Christopher?
Is it like, I know it's a famous college, but yeah.
It's prestigious, right? It's well known, right? Okay? It's hard to get into. It's an Ivy League school. I went to an Ivy League school, Cornell, right? And so it opens doors. If you have a degree from Yale, people say, oh, wow, Yale, right? You know, that gets their attention, right? So there's some benefits to that. But the problem is they then started to investigate a freshman class of students going to Yale. They found that only 3% had goals beyond Yale. Their goal in high school, like you, is get the scholarship, work hard, get the good grades, get to Yale, whoosh! I made it to Yale, right? I'm in the club, stamp my ticket to success. But was that really true? No. The 97 that didn't have any other goals, they get to college, there's nothing now to motivate them to continue to grow and develop, right? So at college, there's no parents around, there's no coaches around, you know, the professors don't even know who you are. At Cornell, I had a freshman class in engineering. I had 500 students in the lecture hall. Professor didn't know who I was, right? Now, of course, I went and met with them, and I said, hey, this is who I am, right? But in general, they don't know that, right? So the tendency then is, if you have no goals, is the P word. What are college students known for?
Okay.
Party, right? Hey, no parents, I'm free, I can do whatever I want, right? And so they start partying, they're living for, again, that pleasure, right? They get sucked into that. And then, oh, they don't go to classes. Oh, they don't end up doing their work. Oh, then they get bad grades, right? And many drop out, or they just barely struggle through, right? So they found when they followed these students that the 3% that had goals actually graduated and achieved more than the 97% of those students combined that didn't have goals beyond just getting to Yale. Does that make sense? Because the goals motivate you, right? They cause you to push to be your best, right? So, does that seem logical? Right? I mean, it's kind of amazing, but it's true, right? So we need things to motivate ourselves, right? Because who chooses to motivate you? Yourself. But if you set goals that you take ownership of, right, then you're going to work toward those goals. So, we can kind of use this analogy is for archery. How many have done any archery in here? Shooting at targets, all right? It's a challenging sport, right? And the further you are away from your target, especially if it's outside, not only the distance is challenging, but then you got wind and other things, right, affecting you, right? So it's a challenging sport. So I'm kind of feeling excited here today. I'm feeling inspired that goals are the way to go. So Miss Debbie knows I've been practicing. Now we can't bring weapons to school, so I've got kind of this little play archery set, but it should work, right? So I've been practicing to hit the bullseye, right? And I may so say so myself, I've been working pretty hard. I'm actually pretty good at this, right? So put my arrow on here. Mr. Allen's a witness. No one's in danger in this demonstration, right?
Plastic toy.
All right, but it will help me make a point here. So I've got my arrow set. I've practiced this many times. And from right here, right, I think I can hit that, right? Evan, would you agree? Do you think I can hit this target from this short distance here? What do you think? All right, what do you guys? How many believe in me I can do this? I got one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy.
No.
So close.
Oh man.
Oh,
Humberto, can I do it? All right, he believes in me.
yeah.
All right, okay. All right, but Mr. Allen believes in me. I can come in here, right? Actually, this is really easy. I'm gonna take a few steps back, okay?
Yeah.
So from here now, who thinks I can still hit this target? I've been practicing. All right, I got one. I got Noe. All right. Uh-oh. Not sure about that, huh, Juan? All right. Actually, it reminds me of Michael Jordan, you know, kind of in the zone. In the playoffs one time, he had to shoot a free throw, and he closed his eyes. He was so confident that he had that motion, the muscle memory all set, and he swished that and won the game, right? I'm feeling Jordan-esque here today, right? So, Miss Debbie, could I ask you to blindfold me?
Oh, sure.
I believe we did have a blindfold in our kit here. It was right up on the table here. There it is, all right. All right, and again, don't do this at home. I'm a trained professional, right? But let me get lined up here. All right. All right, Miss Debbie. Here we go.
Ready?
I'm focused, I'm concentrated, I'm
You see
confident.
anything?
Oh, the room went black. Okay, but I am aimed at the right direction here. Now, I can't see you, so how many think I can still hit my bullseye?
Now?
Anyone?
You can't see.
All right, Gabriel's with me.
Got a lot of people.
Other people not quite so sure. Well, actually, I still think this is too easy. Miss Debbie, I want you to turn me around, like pin the tail on the donkey. Let's make this a little more challenging here today, all right?
Here we go.
All right.
Around.
Give these guys their money's worth
Tell me
here.
when to stop.
Okay. All right. Whew. Oh, wait. Oh,
Over
boy.
there.
Oh, boy. Okay, getting a little dizzy. All right. Now, how many think I can hit my target here? Let's hear it.
Sure.
What do you think? All right. Well, I'm just going to take a stab at it. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, I'm having fun with you, Chris, right? But is it true in life that sometimes we get a little blindsided, right? We get turned around a little bit. I say, does that ever happen? But the fact that I have a target, a goal to shoot at, eventually I'll get straightened out, right? Eventually I'll be able to accomplish my goal. But guess what? I have a better chance of hitting my target blindfolded and turned around. And Miss Debbie, she enjoys getting me all dizzy like that. She has a lot of fun, right?
Sure do.
But I have a better chance doing that than if you don't have a target at all. So here's the best archer of all time. Who's that? The legend of Robin Hood, right? The very best, okay? So he's known for showing the skill that he had by shooting one arrow and then shooting a second to split the first one. I mean, the amazing accuracy, right? So this is from Kevin Costner, the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, all right? So let's see this done. Here he goes. Pretty cool. Wow! Amazing, right? That takes a lot of skill. And you saw the distance there, right? But you want to see it again? That's kind of cool. See if you can do it a second time. Wow! All right. So, man, Kevin Costner, I got a amazing Robin Hood, right? No, that's acting, right? See how they cut away, right? But actually, someone did do that stunt, but it wasn't Kevin Costner. They hired the best archer of all time for that movie, all right? Now, does anyone know who this amazing archer, since it's not Kevin Costner, right? Who played this stunt to make Robin Hood look legit? What do you think? No, that's a good guess. Again, archery is not like a real popular sport like, basketball, baseball, you can learn the players, right? But it's still a very demanding sport. Well, this guy who did it, the best archer of all time, his name was Howard Hill. Now, Howard Hill, okay, Mr. Kane, that's great. I don't know who Howard Hill is, right? Well, let me tell you who he is, right? He was so good, obviously, he was hired to do the stunt for the movie, and you saw it, right? That was real. That wasn't CGI, it wasn't AI, that was a real recorded stunt. It was an old movie, right? But why did they hire him? Because he was proven. He had won 196 consecutive archery contests around the world, right? In fact, he was so good that when he signed up for a contest, everyone else was shooting for second place, okay, pun intended, right? But they knew no one could beat Howard Hill, right? So after 196, it's a sports record that has never been equaled and probably never will, right? Can you imagine a baseball team, a football team, winning 196 consecutive games in a row? It's unheard of, right? It's amazing. So when he figured out no one can beat him, he's proven, what did he do after 196 consecutive victories? Retired, right? So did he then kind of retire to Florida, get in a golf cart, drink beer, did he do that? No. He was heroic. He loved archery so much, he taught other people the skill of archery. In fact, you can still go out and Google today, go online, and Google Howard Hill archery equipment. And you'll see some of these bow and arrows that he's designed to help you be so accurate and be successful at archery, right? Because it was his passion. It's like Miss Debbie loved the piano, she teaches the piano to other people, right? When you get good at something, you can teach it to someone else. Is that being heroic? That's right, making a difference, right? So that's what he did with his talent. So, there's the target, right? So if you're willing to set a target in your life, you can work to achieve it. But some people don't do that, right? So I had a better chance, again, hitting my target today, blindfolded, turned around, than you if you don't have a target to hit. In other words, you can't hit targets you don't have. That's why you set goals, right? So when people don't set a goal, they automatically fail, right? Their fear of failing, but they automatically do it when they won't. You see? That's why you want to be a goal setter. Set yourself up for success. Challenge yourself, right? And then you achieve that goal, you set the next goal, right? So like when a team wins a championship, that was their goal, but then what do? They want to repeat. Then they want to three-peat, right? You keep setting the bar higher. It pushes you further to develop your talents and abilities. Make sense? Right? Now, you may look around and see some of your peers. Are they all setting goals? Or are they just kind of showing up? Or maybe sometimes they show up, right? Because they don't have that motivation, right? They're not challenging themselves so that they just, I do what I feel like. They become a weather vane, not a compass, right? But you guys, with our mentoring, why do we have you meet every week to set some academic goals? What can I finish next week? A equals 0, T equals 0, right? You're getting yourself to challenge yourself to build the habits for success. Make sense? But we're human. We've got to have goals to motivate ourselves. So that's why Mr. Allen wants you to be thinking about your careers, right? The sooner you start thinking of the possibilities, you don't have to be locked in, right? But you start thinking about it, motivates you, right? I'm working for something. The diploma is important, but it's, again, the stepping stone to what you want to do with your life, right? So, again, I hired people that had a high school diploma because it shows they want to learn, they're capable of learning, and they can stick with something until they're done, right? That's what people you want to hire. So this is our opportunity. But people that don't want to set goals, they operate from the 4-letter word, fear. False evidence appearing real. Oh, well, if I try that, I'll look stupid, I'll feel bad about myself. No. If you don't do it, you are going to be a failure, right? It's guaranteed 100%. Would you agree? So now, if you have people that are afraid to challenge themselves, right? If they do that for how many days? 30 days. Now they build the habit of avoidance. They end up as couch potatoes on their parents' couch, playing computer games, watching TV, and they're stuck in their lives, right? Is that something that you want to be? No. But they don't often decide that's what they be. They end up being that way, right? Because they want to have it easy. So what do? Nothing, and they end up being lazy, right? So again, short-term hard, now long-term easy. Be, do, have. But if you want the have, do, be, short-term easy, long-term hard. Life becomes really bad, right? And then they fall into addictions and drugs to escape from the life that they don't want to have, and they're just going down the tubes, right? You see what's going on? So there's that direction, losing, and there's your direction as a leader, winning. And the more you win, the more you can be a hero for helping other people share what you do, right? It seems obvious, right? Mr. Kane, this is so obvious, but what's common sense is now often common practice, because it takes your discipline. The fact that you guys come here every Thursday, we are so glad that you're building that discipline, right? I want to come learn more. I want to get equipped. I want to be successful. And you're willing to do the work to get it,
We're
right?
proud of you guys.
Yeah, we really are. We're excited. We see all of you with great potential. And with these tools, you can't miss, right?
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. So you guys could be blindfolded, turn around, and you hit your targets too, right? All right, so it comes into our iceberg, right? So again, what's on the inside is your character. So we're saying now, a value of success is goal setting. People that are successful are goal setters, right? If you're willing to set goals, then what do you have to practice, right? To make it your habit, you've got to have vision, because you're looking ahead, planning, you're saying, how am I going to get there? Courage, right? Perseverance, because I'm not going to give up, I'm going to stick with it, right? And Mr. Allen will encourage you, anyone, you encourage each other, right? Then you got to have the belief that, okay, hard work is not a bad thing. I don't know, maybe some people think hard work is a bad thing. It's not, right? It builds your character. It builds your confidence. It builds your competence, right? Hard work, it's what you want to do. So you set goals to motivate yourself to do it. Okay, you with me, right? So if you do it in 30 days, what happens? Right? You become a goal setter. You're not faking anymore. Whenever you've got something in front of you, you set a goal to motivate yourself to pursue it, to achieve it, right? Take that initiative. Wow. See the power you can have in your life because you decide to be a goal setter. So that's why Venture 4, halfway through, we're now getting you really into it. You've got all these prerequisite skills. You're proactive and responsible. You've got a can-do attitude. You've discovered your talents. Now you're ready to set the goal for your life. Make sense? All right, so that's what we've been preparing for, guys. So again, the leadership approach is when you find a principle like goal setting, you say, I value that. I'm going to be a goal setter because I know that's what I need to be successful, and then I build the habit to make it happen. Right? Common sense, but for some people, not common practice. You guys are getting it, and you're getting it right at the right time of life to just accelerate your life. So that's why we're so excited. All right? Everyone got that? All right, so let's talk about someone who's been successful, right? Abraham Lincoln. Has anyone been to Washington, D.C. to see the Lincoln Memorial? And Miss Debbie? Okay, you have one? When you walk up, it is huge. It's inspiring. It's like, whoa, right? Abe Lincoln's sitting on this big chair looking down at you, and like, whoa. Because he did amazing things, right? I don't know how many people have their figure image printed on money. He's on the penny, he's on the $5 bill, right? Successful president. Would you all agree Abraham Lincoln was a successful person? Everyone agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. But was he always successful? No. If you actually look at his story, when he decided at a young age, I want to be a leader. I believe in America. Now, back in the 1850s, Isaiah, did you know we were still the only democracy in the world? We were still an experiment that needed to be proved, right? He believed in our Declaration of Independence, saying that every person has the right to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right?
We're Democratic Republic.
We're the Democratic Republic. We were the only one in the 1800s that was at that time. We spread, when you get good at something, you spread it to other people because they start to see the success of it. Now, it hasn't been easy, right? In fact, he was at a time that our country really was challenged. So now, wanting to be a great leader, he, in 1832, lost the election for the state legislature of Illinois. Man, that was kind of a bummer, right? Here he's got all excited about his future, and he lost. But did he give up? No. So he went on and was elected the company captain of the Illinois militia. Not the most prestigious position, but those two elections, they took a lot out. That is a lot of work, right? Trying to build my reputation, trying to get people to believe in me, right? So you know what happened to him? In 1836, he had a nervous breakdown. He started thinking, oh, I can't do this. This is too much. This is too hard, right? But luckily, he had friends around him who were encouragers, right? Remember that's what we said last week? Be an encourager. So he had encouraged, hey, Abe, we need an honest leader. You've got it. Don't give up on us, right? Don't give up on America, right? And so he got back on the horse, right? When you fall off, you get back on the horse. And he then ran and was finally elected to the Illinois state legislature, right? Remember, he had failed before. He finally got it. He kept building his reputation of being honest Abe. People started believing in him, right? So he then went further, set another. Once you accomplish one goal, right, you set the next bar up. He was defeated for the U.S. Senate from Illinois. Did he give up? No, because now he said, I get it. Every failure is a stepping stone to my next success. I learn from it, right? I persevere through it, and then I can pursue it. So he didn't give up. He was reelected to the Illinois state legislature, right? He's building his reputation, right, in Illinois as Honest Abe, right? He's getting his name out there. People see him. He's passing good laws. He cares about the citizens. He's not corrupt. All the good things of a leader, right? So then he set the bar. Well, the next opportunity was to be nominated for the vice president. Ooh, that's a big one, right? But he was defeated. Did he give up? Did he get discouraged? No, right? Because he now knows the process, right? You keep pushing. You set the goals. You get turned around, maybe a little blindsided, right? He finally got focused. Miss Debbie wasn't turning him around anymore. Don't do that to people, right? So then he ran in 1858 for the U.S. Senate again and was defeated. Did he give up? No, he kept being Honest Abe. But people started hearing the guy from Illinois, right? This tall guy with the big top hat, he started getting recognized. So when it came to the election of 1860, now you can read, now this is a very interesting election, because no one won the election. Now, they didn't have enough electoral college, states and so on. So it was thrown into Congress, and then they had to go through it and figure it out. And finally, Abraham Lincoln was picked, because there was a lot of division in the country over slavery, right? Well, who believed that people all should be free? Abraham Lincoln. So he won out in that election, and then we were faced with the Civil War, right? And so he then wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, very good, right? That's freed all the slaves. Everyone in the United States, we're going to live to our dream of being this democratic republic for everyone, right? So that allowed us to pull it together. It was a terrible war, but it said we're not going to give up on the dream, right? So you say he was successful. He had a huge impact, right? Now, we all may have some impact in the world, right? We all have our own path, but you can say historically he's had a huge impact on our country, right? And when we showed you the clip of Martin Luther King, you know who one of Martin Luther King's heroes was? Abraham Lincoln. So we'll talk more about that, right? So this is the real life. It's not all full of victories, right? You got defeats that you have to learn from, and then you have the victories as the fruit of sticking with it. You with me on that? So whatever then you decide to pursue, are you going to always have immediate success at it? No. But you're going to persevere, you're going to learn from it, right? Learn by doing, you're going to get to where you want to be. So what were the traits then of Abraham Lincoln? What would you say, the things he demonstrated there?
They're written in the book.
What? He was Honest Abe there. That was his calling card, right? What else? Well, he persevered, right? Would you agree with that? One election after the next. Sorry about that. My sleep about that. Thank you. All right? So he persevered. What else?
Sitting.
Goal setting, right? So again, you can see honesty, perseverance, goal setting, courage, and being visionary. Well, wouldn't you say that those are the traits to make for a great president? So he was qualified, right? He just had to learn how to do it. You're going to be qualified to do great things too, but you've got to learn how to put those talents into motion, right? Make them your strength, and then you'll be able to achieve what you want to do in your life. That sound cool? All right, so think about it again. Here's some famous people that have your toolkit. That might be helpful to think about what they've done, being a teacher or counselor or mastermind or whatever yours is, right? You know your 4 letters. So what we're going to have you do then is think about someone again who inspires you. Remember the beginning we had you talk about a hero, and some of you mentioned your parents, some mentioned others, right? So again, who is someone who inspires you, and what are their talents that you admire, right? So why don't you just take a minute, take at least one person that's kind of a hero or an inspiration to you, and write that in. Who inspires me? At the bottom there, what is that, page 14? Yeah. So write who that person is, and then again, just identify some of their talents or strengths that you admire, right, about that person. Why is it that you admire them? Because maybe those talents are important to you. Maybe those are things that you have or could develop. Okay, when you got something written down, Miss Debbie, Mr. Allen and I can come around and just kind of check that for you, that you're doing this kind of thinking, right? A little bit of investment of thought will help you to set your vision.
Did you give out 5 for wristbands already?
Oh, except people came in late, so he gets
So
5,
he's-
yeah, he's
yeah.
got a wristband, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So you got an uncle maybe? That's great.
Okay,
Who,
oh,
the
then
hero for you,
I
your
yeah, I
dad.
just took
Here,
it.
that's
I
great.
keep track of everything on a sheet, it's on the computer. I don't like physically,
Christopher
but
who?
I added in, I just take those,
Also, that's
take
one
them
of my
home.
best friends.
Best friend, okay. So you admire something about your best friend?
I was
Ten
like,
points
I was
for
like,
And
the-
who
yeah.
inspires you?
You did metric. Did you already give?
Older sister, there you go,
mentoring?
all right.
Did you give tips for mentoring already?
I did, if they had, they're
You came
up
in
to
late,
date.
so, how many?
We'll just do it at the end here, okay?
Oh, I think.
Yeah, okay, Zoe, who again inspires you? And you're
It's good, yeah.
way ahead here. Okay, like that's you. Oh, your mom. There you go, great. Okay. So, now, unfortunate, or maybe fortunately, I don't know, but next week is spring break, so we're not gonna get to see you, okay? Now, we would still come teach, you know, if we could, but you guys aren't gonna be here,
We'll be
right?
in Orlando.
So, I want you, as your assignment, to think about your future. Look at your vision. What do you want to do with your life? What are your talents? Here's a hero, one that maybe inspires you, maybe there's others. So what we're going to do then, next class after spring break, is we're going to do a little career counseling with Mr. Allen's help. We're going to show your Myers-Briggs matches to many different, careers.
Yes.
And so if you're well matched, that's one kind of way you can say, hey, I'd be probably pretty good at that, right? But that can be just part of the whole puzzle that you're putting together. So often people, at your age, they're saying, man, Mr. Kane, I don't know what I want to do with my life, right? But if we give you some tools, you can start the process of dreaming, right? Now you're going to dream small or you're going to dream big? Big, right? You're not afraid. No failure here, guys, because whatever you do is going to be good because you're moving in the right direction. So
they can memorize the 4 letters. When you're home, just Google search like ENFJ careers.
Yeah, so ENFJ is
Whatever
a
4
teacher,
letters
right?
are,
Myers-Briggs,
there's the
right?
word
All
careers
right,
and
so
all
here's
kinds of
your
stuff.
teaching sheet. You guys,
Just dream.
those that have been turning in, you're getting chips for it, but again, you're really helping yourself. Yeah, you go. Bruno, Noe. Oh, what's that? Is that 2 sides? Okay, part 1, there we go, part 1. Okay, Evan. There you go, part 1. Okay, so just kind of quick summary, put your name at the top, right, because you're going to teach this, and when you bring it back, you want to get credit for it, right? So V in our program stands for Vision, write that in. Remember, you score a victory, right? So that's what the next thing. Vision, you score a VY, victory, when you have a vision. And then you can't hit a T you don't have. What's the T?
Target.
Target, right? So you're willing to be a target setter, right? You're willing to challenge yourself. You're willing to up, when you hit one target, then you go to the next level. Make it harder. Push yourself further, right? So then on these, do you want to serve yourself or do you want to be a hero for others? Hero. So circle the right side, right? You're going to share with your folks the choice that you're making, right? You want to be a weather vane or compass? Compass, right? Circle that. Don't know where to go versus GPS binoculars. Right? The tools, the binoculars are tools. They're going to help you, right? You're willing to embrace using tools. Focus on have first or focus on be first? Be, right? Have will send you down a bad path, right? Dream small, dream big. Dream big. Fear of failure or faith to pursue your dreams? Faith, right? So as you circle those things, you'll be able now to coach your your parents and anyone else. But parents are the first line, right? Guardians, whatever, and then other family, friends, whatever would be the next lines. Okay, you with me on that? All right. So when are you going to do this?
Today.
Today. Thank you. Right? There's a practical reason for it because when you go to sleep tonight, what happens again to your short-term memory? It cleans out, right? So don't lose this, right? So build this momentum, have it carry over. When you come back from spring break, we're going to be really fired up with you that you're going to have a breakthrough class, right? So today the breakthrough was, I got to have goals, right? I can set a vision for my life, and then next class will actually help you do that. Sound pretty good? All right, and we got Mr. Allen here to help us. Give Mr. Allen a hand, right? He's a hero every day here ready for you guys. So on your way out then, if you would, tell me one thing you learned, and I've got some more mints for you. All right, Chris, one thing you learned today. There you go, that's
Have a good
it.
spring break.
Secret to success, very good.
Thank you so much.
Sandra, one thing you learned. Excellent. Don't be afraid to set a vision, right? Set your targets, right? Okay,